Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. I'm getting ready for paper and ink card class. Paper and ink cards is a Chicago area local class with me, Marisa Alvarez. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Chicago area. And on the 28th, Monday night at 6:30, we're having paper and ink cards. All Chicago area stampers are welcome. This is one of the 4 cards that we're going to make. This one's Sprinkled with Love card. And I like this card for a couple of reasons. The Sprinkled with Love can definitely go Valentine's, but it doesn't have to be. You can pop open the inside of the card, stamp happy birthday in there, and it's a good multitasker. Send your Valentine's or make a birthday card out of it. So we're gonna make this card today. Let me show you the Stampin' Up supplies that you need for this card. This card features Hello Cupcake. It's one of the Sale-a-bration stamp sets. Sale-a-bration is on when you order $50 worth of Stampin' Up product. You can go to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. For every $50 you spend, you get a free Sale-a-bration choice. And Hello Cupcake is one of those great Sale-a-bration choices. It's a 10-piece photopolymer stamp set, and it's absolutely free and so useful. I love it. The other products that I'm using here, I've got my stitched rectangle framelits. And I want to show you, just linger on this product for just a minute. So you've got a series of stitched rectangles. There's all kinds of sizes. This is the one that we're using here. Let me grab that dude out so we can look at it. But look at all these dies that you get. It's a huge collection. And I'm going to bring in a little visual aid here. So here's our stitched framelit. Now you'll notice, if you look closely at the framelit, that there's a double line of stitching on that framelit. It stitches the inside and outside edge of the cut. It's really an awesome tool. All right, so let me show you this little visual aid here. Hope I can get it all in the camera angle. Might have to actually even zoom out a little bit to show you all the rectangles that this kit contains. Let's see what we can do here. All right, you're gonna see all the lamps and everything else, but that's okay because I want you to see this. All right, so this is our stitched, rectangle stitched framelits from the Occasions catalog, page 28. These are the rectangle sizes and shapes that this die set cuts, all the way from 5 1/8 and 3 13/16. That's your largest one. Got a small wide one here that's 1 11/16 by 1 1/4. Look at this little skinny dude right here, perfect for sentiments. It's 2 1/2 by 1/2, and each of the cutouts has a little stitched edge on the inside. But the fun part is the cutout has a stitched edge, and so does the negative piece. So when you cut this rectangle right here, it stitches the inside edge, but when you cut it out of a larger piece, it also stitches the outside edge, so that negative space, that is scrap, can now be all kinds of fun frames. So you can layer these up and make stitched frames that are stitched just on the inside, or stitched on the inside and outside in a huge variety of sizes. Can you imagine the possibility with this set? All right, it's $35 for the stitched rectangles, and they are just such a phenomenal and useful product. So I've already gone ahead and used this, what size is this one? I'll tell you on my handy dandy little chart. 3 15/16 by 2 5/8. I cut one from Whisper White. Let's go through the measurements here and the consumable materials while we're on the subject. So there's my little Whisper White rectangle. I've got a card base. It's Lemon Lime Twist, and it's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I have a couple of different designer series papers here. One is from All My Love designer series paper, the new Valentine one. And one is from the Broadway Birthday, I believe. Let's see. No, Broadway Bound. I don't know why I've got birthday in my mind. Broadway Bound designer series paper. So we got Lemon Lime Twist stripe, and we're pairing that up with this beautiful Flirty Flamingo and lovely lipstick design. And then last piece here, I've got a Whisper White piece that is 1 inch by 3.5 inches. Oh, I should tell you that these are 1 by 1 and 4¼ by 2. Now the measurements are on the printable project sheet on the blog, so don't worry, you don't have to scribble that down. You can just go print it right off and take it with you to your crafting space. The other things that I've got here, I've got my tailor tag punch, my messy tailor tag punch. It's going to make the perfect dovetail. And the Stampin' pads for this project are Flirty Flamingo, Lovely Lipstick, Soft Suede, and Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to try some linen thread for my bow instead of the white baker's twine. I feel like the white baker's twine gets a little bit lost, but it also kind of got literally lost. It's somewhere in my craft space and I can't find it. So we're going to try something else and see how it looks. All right, let's get our Stampin' Pierce mat and ink pads and we'll get stamping. Okay, so we're all set up here to stamp. The first thing we're going to do is stamp our cupcake. Now I like to work from the bottom up with my cupcake. And so what we need to do is make sure we leave enough room for this sentiment. It's kind of a wide one and we don't want to cover up too much of this cupcake base. So I'm going to take my soft suede ink and ink up the base of my cupcake. I know where I'm going to stamp it, and we'll go ahead and stamp our base. Next up, we're going to do the cupcake, where you see just a bit of the cake peeking out between the wrapper and the icing. So what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to ink up that little cake in soft suede. I'm going to stamp off on some scratch paper, and then I'm going to line this up by looking through the top of that photopolymer stamp and stamp my cake. Do you see the 2 shades of brown that we created by stamping off once in between? Now, the top of my cupcake, I've got Flirty Flamingo over here. I'm going to ink up the top of my cupcake and stamp. And we want the icing to touch the cake. We don't want it to float above. Last time I stamped it, it floated above. Ah, good. So really taking your time and looking down through the block helps with these photopolymer stamps. Now we've got Lovely Lipstick and Sprinkled with Love. What we want to do here is line up to the right, but not so much that it messes with our dovetail cut. So let's stamp our banner. And then we're going to get our tailor tag punch and just go ahead and punch a little dovetail on the bottom of this tag. We just want to clip off the end. You don't want to lose a lot of the length on this dude. There. Okay, I've got the little heart cupcake pick here. We're going to stamp that dude in with Lovely Lipstick. So cute. Now here's a little professional tip, something that I've learned. The red pigments are big and they're bold and they're kind of bullies. So we're going to use the sprinkle stamp for both the background of the card, you see that, and for the sprinkles on the top of the cupcake. So let's stamp our cool color first. Whenever you're changing a stamp from a blue or a green to a color like red or orange, you want to start with the blue or the green because they're just smaller, more friendly pigments. They'll clean off easier and not mix with the red ones and discolor your image. So we'll start with our Lemon Lime Twist, and we want to know where our paper is going to be because we're going to stamp a little line of sprinkles right across the edge. You just want to ink and flip and stamp and go straight across the card off both edges. You want it to kind of naturally just flow off the edge. Then you're going to do the same thing across the bottom edge, and it's going to go off the bottom edge of the card. So we'll stamp, and then we'll ink and flip. Oops, I got my finger in it. And then ink and flip, stamp again, until we run right off the edge of the card. All right, happy with my sprinkles. Now I'm gonna get my simple chamois and clean that up. So clean away all of the Lemon Lime Twist ink. this side for just a second. Pull the card base out of here and bring our sample and our cupcake back in. Let's ink up with lovely lipstick and stamp our sprinkles. And see, now if you look at what we just stamped, our green is very crisp green. Those sprinkles are nice crisp green color, and the sprinkles, the red ones on top of the cupcake. And then clean and then stamp with another color and you get kind of a muddy, not really clear color. If you're having that experience, I suggest that you think about the order that you're using that stamp. Use your cool color, clean it, and then move to your warm colors. All right, so here's our pieces. Let's find our designer series paper. It's kind of floating off the edge of the table here. Let's get some dry adhesive. I'm going to use a little bit of fuse, fast fuse here. You can use your snail. If you're real good with the multi-purpose liquid glue, that's a fine one too for this paper-to-paper application. We're going to add the designer series paper to the very edge of our sentiment tag here, making sure that no white is peeking out on either top or bottom or that left edge. Now let's give our linen thread a try. I'm hoping that it livens up our card just a little bit there. I was feeling like the white baker's twine was getting lost. So I'm going to take my linen thread and I'm going to wrap it once and then twice, and I'm going to tie a little bow here. I figured with the soft suede color, you know, the stamped off soft suede of the cake, that the linen thread might look nice. You guys can tell me afterwards which one you like better. All right, so there's our linen thread. We can trim off the excess. So cute. I love that sprinkled with love. Now more designer series paper. We'll take the Broadway bound one. I've noticed that the Broadway bound foil does not like to take the adhesive. So let's just go ahead and put our adhesive right on the card here. A couple of strips, and then we'll center it on those sprinkles. Love it. Oh my goodness, this card comes together so fast. I just love this Hello Cupcake stamp set. It really makes quick cards. All right, so we're going to add our cupcake image now, and we're going to add it right of center. What we want is, there we go. Now let's make sure that it's not too far over for our, we got to inch it over just a little bit to the left for our sentiment here. We're not quite looking for an even border. Otherwise, we don't have enough room for that sentiment tag. Now let's grab some dimensionals. I'm going to cut up a few full-size dimensionals and add about 3/2 to the back of my banner. I like to support that center so that it doesn't crush in if it's in the mail. All right. My adhesive's all sticky. We're going to place our sentiment so that it just touches the bottom of that cupcake. And there we have it, sprinkled with love. All right, so what do you guys think? Do we like the linen thread or the white baker's twine? Or does it really matter that much? They're both pretty cute, don't you think? All right, guys, if you got any questions about Sale-a-bration, about this new stitched rectangle framelits, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email me, marisa@kitchentablestamper.com. And if I can help you with an order online, you can shop 24/7, marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching.